What was the word that made you fall in love with words? And don't say serendipity.
Mm,
That's too easy.
okay. What was the word? I don't know that it was one word. I will say this: there are two words that have always stuck out to me, and that's impetuous, which is an adjective, if I'm not mistaken, and it's acting or doing things too quickly without a lot of thought or care. So it kind of reminds me of the saying, fools rush in where angels tread. Well, impetuous people are the fools in terms of just running into something and not really thinking about what how it's all going to play out. So and it also sounds interesting, impetuous. Um, the next word was is impetus, which is kind of close to impetuous. And impetus is a noun, and it means like the driving, like the force or energy behind something, something that makes something move forward. And I remember hearing that word first when I worked at George Washington, and I was part of an email chain between professors and deans, and I think I'd sent some sort of report to all, right? And the response was weird, and so my response was, well, let's scare them into doing it. And I forgot that I replied to all. I just meant to reply that to my boss. So my cheeky response went to all the deans and all the graduate professors, and one of them responded back, what is the impetus of this email? And I was like, whoa, what the hell is impetus? So I went online, I looked it up, and basically she was saying, what's the driving force of this email? Why was that your response? And so ever since I've just been excited about using impetus any way that I can. So if somebody says something crazy to you, you can be like, what's the impetus of that remark, right? Or what's the impetus behind that thought? It's a fly word.
Right. Hmm. Wow. Let's scare them into it. Wow. So, quick question about impetus. Um, when that word was introduced into your lexicon,
Mm.
and you found out the definition of that particular word, how did that not only add to your vocabulary and the extension thereof, but how did that word also impact, influence upon you for what you do now?
Ooh. Well, when you think about the words force and energy, it all sort of applies to how you move forward. You could either move forward with a lot of force or a lot of energy, or you cannot. But however much energy and force you put forward, the results, I think, will be greater, right? We're only moving forward based on what we're putting forth, if you will. So, and it's interesting that those two words are what stands out because they really apply to my life. And this is just dawning on me now. So thank you. Because I've been known to kind of rush into things without giving it much thought, just operating on pure emotions, which is can be a bit impetuous depending on the scenario. But then when it comes to impetus, when I'm plugged into something, when I'm connected to something, when I'm committed to something, there's a lot of force and energy that I put forward, that my mind puts forward, my spirit puts forward, just my everything. So I think I've certainly within the last 2 years of my life, the driving force and energy has been in the forefront of why I do what I do, or why I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about, which is words and language and storytelling.
Well, I could certainly tell you, I'm pretty sure for those of us out there who are watching right now, if we have not heard of the word impetus or have heard it and didn't know the definition of it, we're all grateful
You know,
for the introduction of that.
right?
So thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
All right. And how do you say you're welcome?
You're welcome.
Love that. Love that.